Hi, everyone, and welcome to Rescripted Podcast, where we could celebrate the great things in life, share about the not so great parts, and find out how we can rewrite those challenges, turn them into insightful moments that will lead us to change, to growth, to happiness, and empowerment, all so that we can live the life we truly want to experience. My name is Amy Quiles, and I'm a personal development coach that helps you overcome self-doubt and self-sabotage so that you can live your dream life. In today's episode, we are going to be discussing having positive self-concept. A lot of times we are confident in what we do and we're excited about the things that we align with. But let's be honest, there's some times when you're starting to grow, you're starting new endeavors, you're starting new projects that maybe you're not 100% confident in what you're doing. So you can start to doubt and you can start to get nervous and really wonder if you have what it takes. And today, that's what we're going to be discussing, is that sometimes you could be so tired of trying to grow, trying to have this impact, and you feel like you're just not getting the traction that you want. So the important thing is that it's not always that you are off on the wrong foot. It doesn't mean that you are heading down the wrong direction. But a lot of times it's so funny because when we go through these moments where we are called to grow, called to expand, sometimes we'll find ourselves giving that growth resistance. We may pray for it, we may ask for it, we may want it, we may be yearning this growth. But for some reason, once we get to this point in life where we're at the opportunity to grow, we have this thought, we have this concept that growth would be easy. It's just going to be we detect what we don't like and then step into what we do like. But the things that we don't take into account is that there are patterns in how we operate. There are certain levels of habitual behaviors that we have that actually are the things that keep us in that routine, whether it's comfortable or it's not, whether it's the best course of action for us or not. Sometimes it's not so much what's best for us that leads our influence and allows us to take action, but sometimes it's what's most routine. And sometimes it's not even what's comfortable, because sometimes we can allow ourselves to be in very uncomfortable situations. We can be in situations that we have outgrown a long time ago, but because they are routine, we allow ourselves to be in them. And little by little, as days go by, you start to feel more and more uncomfortable. You start to develop more of this unease feeling, and you start to look at things and you start to doubt yourself and you start to almost critique yourself, when all the while you're actually heading in the right direction. But that resistance that you're giving yourself is going to prevent you from growing to the magnitude that you need to grow into the next natural stage for you. Because so many times we want growth, but we don't factor in growing pains, and it's leaving the unknown, it's leaving the known to go into the unknown. So that's kind of what I want to talk about today, and what that landscape may look like for you if you feel like you're ready for growth, you're ready for impact, you're ready for change, and then all of a sudden you feel like your world has flipped upside down. To a degree, it has. I'm not going to lie and say that it hasn't. It absolutely has. But then again, that is what you asked for. You asked for change. The only thing that we have to take into account is that change doesn't always come smoothly or comfortable. Change comes in the capacity in which we need to grow. So always think of that. If you're going through something and you feel like you're having a lot of resistance, I would ask you to take inventory of that. Like, what are you feeling? How do you feel that this is kind of causing so much friction? To what degree do you feel like it's causing friction? Because honestly, those moments where we want to say that we're having just a rough go at it, it's a rough week, we can't get over this, uphill climb. I want you to take inventory of that and see precisely what is it that life is asking you to evolve in. A lot of times, it just could be behavior. Sometimes it could be environment. Sometimes it could be the company that we keep. And that's what's hard. That's what's really hard because when you love people, you always want to be able to have room for them. You always want to make room for them. And you don't want to factor in that sometimes you are just growing, but maybe you're growing apart. So that can be really hard. Or sometimes you're just outgrowing some things that you used to love. Maybe you had a routine that you really loved and you really felt fulfilled in, but all of a sudden you don't feel as fulfilled anymore. You're wanting to take a pivot in life. It could be your career, it could be, like hobbies that you have, or maybe you could be growing into something. A lot of times when we grow out of things, we start to develop an appetite for something because nobody wants to do nothing. You want to be able to fill your life with substance. You want to be able to have your days be meaningful for you and significant, both professional and personal. So a lot of times you'll see that sometimes your personal and professional will align, and sometimes they will have components that completely are separate. And you just have to see which are the ones that bring those two together and which ones are the ones that bring them apart. If it's good to be apart or if it's good to be together, you'll start to learn and you'll start to navigate what that is. But ultimately, you want to be able to have some type of harmony in your life to where when you start going through these different growing pains, you're going to be able to detect it. So instead of looking at yourself and thinking, you're incapable, inadequate, like you're not meant for this like new level of success. I want you to stop and really kind of take inventory of where you are, take inventory of the things that you have achieved and how far you've been able to go. And now just look at where you are and if you're able to see that this is an opportunity and an area for growth, then understand that that's a positive thing. So if you're uncomfortable in your life, there's an area in life where you're uncomfortable, that really is a positive thing because it means that you're yearning for more. A lot of times we have such great aspirations, we have great desires and dreams and ambitions, but sometimes we think that the hindering blocks in life are preventing us from doing so. And it's not always a no, right? Sometimes when you want to do something, if you want to be an athlete, just because you want to be an athlete today, it doesn't mean that you will achieve that level of success today. You will have to start putting in the work. And guess what? Working out is going to be uncomfortable. Changing your diet is going to be uncomfortable. you know, Following and developing a new routine will be uncomfortable. You may have to get up earlier to work out, or you may have to do it later on in your day, but you're going to have to accommodate your schedule to allow for practice and all these things to, start moving in your life so that you can make this goal attainable. So I'd say the same thing. Look at those goals in the same way. It won't happen overnight if it's a big goal, but that's a good thing because it allows you to see what it's really going to take to get there. It's going to allow you to look at your goal, whatever it may be, whether it's personal, professional. You're able to look at your goal and say, well, I am on, like point A, and I'm trying to get to point M or point Z. And you're going to see what is it going to do? What is it going to take to get you there? And in the beginning, it's always going to feel like it's a lot, it's too much. Your ambition is going to say, we got this. But once you go on that journey, you're going to be like, maybe we don't got this. But at the end of the day, once you stay committed, and you get to the end of the journey, you're going to be so proud of yourself because in that process, you're going to see the areas where you had to grow, where it was essential for you to grow, and what were all the benefits that came along with that growth. When we try to do from 0 to 100, we forget that there's so much to gain in your journey. We're just so excited to get to the end result that we forget that all of the richness is really in the journey. All of the components that we're really truly looking for, we're going to find them in the journey. And once we get to the end, then that's just going to be the cherry on top. But the true desire that you're looking for, whether you realize it or not, is the journey of having that experience, the journey of living life with eyes wide open. I always say I don't want to get to the end of my life and be like, oh, well, I wish I could have appreciated that at the moment. So in order not to do that, I try to live in every moment. So if we hang out together, you're not really going to find me on my phone. If we're spending one-on-one time, I want to enjoy that time with you. So chances are when we're not together and you try to reach me, I may not be so accessible because now I'm enjoying time with someone else and I'm giving them my attention, but only because I want to live in the moment and I want it to be valuable. I want it to be meaningful. I want it to be a rich experience because that's what we're going to take with us, right? Our memories, our experiences, and how we made each other feel, how we were able to be an impact for one another. So those are the things that are very valuable to me. So I really like to live in the moment, and in being able to do so, I'm able to detect precisely my areas of growth and precisely when these changes are happening. And that in and of itself makes life a little bit more exciting. So yes, I have some goals that I want to attain. Some of them have been attained already, and some of them are yet to have been fully developed, but that's okay because we are on that journey and I'm able to appreciate the journey. So when I actually do get to the end of that particular goal, it's so much more heartfelt because I understand what it took to get there. I understood what I had to let go of and what I had to pick up. I understood what I had to develop and what I had to release. And at the end of the day, you start to see an unfolding of what's really important to you, what's really meaningful to you. And when you're able to look at life like that, you can only have an appreciation for your journey. So you can never look at yourself and feel like, you know, have negative thoughts about yourself or feel that you're a failure or feel like things don't work out for you or feel that you have bad luck or anything like that. Because when you're able to really assess your journey and you're able to see that you have some goals and ambitions, that desire of wanting something more is an indication that you have higher expectations. Now, what gets us stuck is that we don't know what those next steps are, right? So that's a lot of times it's what it is. And that's why there's so many YouTube videos. And that's why there's so many studies and learning and coaching and courses in school, because we're yearning for more. So going to these things, we're looking to have access to that information, that knowledge, that experience. And that is the beauty of growth. And that is the beauty of learning, is that you get to expand. So I would say once you are on this journey and you may hit a few bumps in the road, don't let those bumps discourage you. At least you're on the road. At least you're evolving. At least you're trying. At least you're giving it your all. And I promise you, every day you are growing, whether it's mentally, spiritually, emotionally, some form of fashion, you will be growing. And they may not all be at the same time, and sometimes they will be all at the same time, but nonetheless, you are still adding so much value and so much richness to your everyday life that once you start looking at life like that, it's going to be so hard to ever really, look down on yourself or have like negative self-talk or anything like that, because having negative self-talk will be discrediting the journey that you're going on. But if you have this journey and you're intentional about it, you're going to see progress. You absolutely are going to see progress, no matter what it is, you're going to see progress. And that's what you want to take more inventory of, because if you have progress and you have continual commitment to it, you will achieve it. You will achieve it. But like many things, we're not always amazing the first time we try it, but keep at it. You're going to find your rhythm in things. You're going to find what's your system. You're going to find what your flow is. And maybe there's some things that you can adapt to your style that maybe worked for me, it may also work for you, or maybe something that I offer, you may be able to take it, tweak it, and make it work better for you. But nonetheless, that's going to be your journey. You're going to be able to really shift and shape and mold the journey that you want to be on. And once you start to see that, once you start to realize that, you just have to take the action towards it, and then, pivot where you need to mold your life the way that makes most sense to you. But if you realize that those little steps, one by one, it's going to be the ones that actually do have those compound effects later, then you're going to be very satisfied with making those small incremental changes versus these monumental changes. Because when you move things too quickly, then you're moving a lot of things at the same time. And then it's hard to absorb everything all at the same time. And that's where a lot of like stress can come, because if you don't understand the order of things, then when things are out of order and you're not sure how it's out of order, that can cause a lot of stress. But when things are in order, when you have a rhythm, when there's a natural flow to things, then you're able to appreciate that journey so much more. And then you'll realize there's no need to be hard on yourself. There's no need to doubt yourself. There's no need to think that you are incapable of doing anything, because you are absolutely capable. You just have to be willing and understand that as much as we want things to happen from one day to the next, it's just not the most beneficial way. And what you want is a life that you can have as much richness in it in all capacity. And when you're able to work on one component at a time, and you're able to see that growth and those incremental growths, then you're just going to have such a great appreciation for your precise journey that you're going to fall in love with your own life, and you're going to understand and appreciate and respect your journey, that you won't be able to, have any negative self-talk. All you can do is have a great appreciation for your journey. And that's going to change how you view you. You're going to see how you are devoted and dedicated and willing and committed, and all these beautiful other components are going to start coming up to surface. And you're going to look at yourself and you're going to see that you are magnificent. You are significant, and everything that you're working towards, as long as it's, a pure intention towards what your heart calls you to do, you're going to love that journey. And that's truly my greatest uh, aspiration in life, is really to feel like every moment I've been able to understand the moments in my life. I've been able to extract all the lessons I'm supposed to. I'm able to, contribute the way I'm supposed to. I want to live a life that's very meaningful and intentional. And I think that has brought me to have such a great significance to life, and also such a great appreciation for life. And that's why everything that I do, I want to have so much great moments, and be able to do things with great attention to detail, love, and purpose. So that's why I think it's so important for you to take inventory of your journey of life. You may be having a tough day today. You may be having a little bit of a hiccup kind of day, or maybe a hiccup kind of week, but I promise you, it doesn't have to really be a struggle for very long, because if you're able to see the components in which you are meant to learn and grow, then you're able to really assess that, and you'll take that component in life where you're looking at it and you're like, oh, this is such a tough time in life. You're able to see, and you're going to be like, okay, well, what can I take from this? What can I extract from this? What can I learn from this? If everything's meant to be, for my benefit, how does this benefit me? And once you start to look at life that way, it takes on a whole different meaning. It's like changing the lens of life for you. You are not so down on yourself. You actually start being, what's like the right way to say it? You start to be a significant component in your own life. I know sometimes it's so easy to think that life happens to you, but actually life happens for your benefit. So if we start to look at life and see how things benefit, then we're able to see different opportunities open up and so many great things come about. So if you're able to make that mind shift, if you're able to make that lens shift, then you're going to start seeing so many opportunities, so many blessings, so many areas of growth that you can never really be hard on yourself again. You may have questions, you may not have all the answers, but at least you won't be hard on yourself and you'll have a great outlook on who you are and how you contribute. And that self concept is going to be a lot more enriching and a lot more positive, and it's going to be more valuable to you. And that's truly, truly the kind of life that you want to live, right? You want to enjoy your life, you want to be meaningful, purposeful, impactful, and that's exactly what it's going to allow you to do. Now, if you need a pep talk and you feel better, then great. That is what I'm here for. But if you are really feeling like, yes, this is something that you really want to take serious, you really want to start changing things in your life, and you want to see how you could change those things around, I have created a masterclass, which is called Take the Lead. And in that masterclass, you are going to learn some of the things that are hindering you, and you're going to learn how to turn those things around. Because although we talk about it here, I show you how to implement it in that masterclass. So if that's something that you want to be able to start changing how you view your life. And instead of looking at it like, just life happens to you, but you really want to see how you're able to intentionally carve out your days, carve out your time, and really have an experience of life that you truly enjoy, then I invite you to go ahead and be a part of this masterclass. It is pre-recorded, and it's pre-recorded intentionally because I want you to learn at your pace. So if it's going too fast and you want to like stop and pause and take notes, then it has that benefit there for you. If you want to watch it all in one shot and then go back and then, little by little do your notes, whatever best suits you. But I don't think that learning is one size fits all. So I love having pre-recorded things because it allows you to digest it in a way that makes most sense to you. And the master class is an hour long. So if you have an hour to spare, then great. I would definitely advise you to do it when you have some time alone, some quiet time. There's a workbook included with it. So it's almost like a guiding book to help you through it. But also, if you are somebody that's on the go and you only have 10 minutes here and 10 minutes there, then it also has those components where it does work through different phases. So if you just want to work with one phase at a time, then you can do so. You can do that. You don't have to digest everything all at once because it's a lot. It's a lot, and you'll get the best out of it and get the most practical use out of it by doing the work, doing the exercises, and doing the things that cause you to really like dive deep. So if that is something that you really, really are interested in changing and having that shift, then I invite you to go ahead and discover a little bit more what this masterclass is about, but you will definitely feel the shift by the end of it. And it's time for you to invest back in you. You've invested so much in so many things and so many people and so many different avenues and projects and stuff like that. But now it's really time for you to take the lead and see what is important to you, impactful to you, significant to you, and make sure that you view yourself as a very valuable individual in your life. I'm sure you may have many loved ones. I'm sure you may have many things that you enjoy in life, but I want to make sure that you are also one of them. Please include that in, your sphere of ones that you love. And because once you feel loved, you're able to produce far more than you ever thought you could. And you become a more creative, you become more inspiring to yourself and honestly inspiring to others. And that's the beautiful thing. You just want to have a commitment to you because in that you become inspired, but you also become inspiring. So I definitely want you to have that life experience. We all deserve it. Life is a gift and it should be lived as such. Um, No one's ever given you a gift so that you can be upset about it. But some gifts come with instructions and others don't. And life just happens to be one that doesn't come with instructions. But if you're able to listen to that inner voice that guides you, you're going to find the things that mean most to you. So I hope that you are having a wonderful day. And if you're not alone. But that doesn't mean that just because you have a bad day, that you are a bad person at any capacity. You're definitely a wonderful person, and I want to help you understand that, see that, and just change that lens and how you view life and realize that everything is working for you. And if you need assistance in seeing what that lens is and seeing how to flip that lens and pivot, then I'm so happy to be able to provide that masterclass that I created called Take the Lead. I'll link it down below so that you can get more information. And if this video put a smile on your face, was a little bit of a pep talk, and made you feel a little bit better, then I invite you to like this video. But if you know somebody that can absolutely use this, that they can use a little bit of a pep talk, then I ask you to please share it, because it is beautiful to not only have this beautiful journey of enlightenment, but it's also great to be able to share it and spread it so that we all have some enlightening moments in our lives. We all, no matter where we are from, no matter, what corner of the world we're in, we all have good days and we all have bad days. So if you're able to be a shining light, or if you're able to add a smile to someone's face, then it would be a great pleasure to do so, because then that makes you a special person, a special individual for those that you're able to put a smile on their face. So if you know somebody that needs a little pep talk and you think this will be a great one for them, then I invite you to share it. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. And if you enjoyed this episode and feel like it was insightful, then I ask you to please rate it, like it, and subscribe. And share it with someone you feel will enjoy it. I'll be back here next week, and we will continue to discuss matters regarding personal development. Take care, guys. Have a blessed week, and I'll see you next time.